Tua's been named the starter. It's official. He's back. Why no guardian cap for him? Do you know anything about his thought process on this subject matter, Tom?
Well, part of it is, Rich, the NFL, through their programs, has invested a lot of money into programs to basically fund the development of position-specific helmets and safer helmets. Every year they put out that list from the safest helmet to the least safe helmet, and those ones down there in the danger zone are kind of cycled out. You have a final year, you can still wear that helmet, which, based on where we are with technology, it always surprises me. There's some guys who choose to be grandfathered in. There are some of the newer position-specific helmets that are actually safer than a normal helmet with a Guardian cap on top of it. So that's part of the reason you haven't seen as many Guardian caps. I think there's only maybe a half dozen or a dozen players that have worn them this year with Tua, again, because you've had that development. And, to give you like the short version of it, obviously materials get better, but there is also a mechanical aspect to this, an engineering aspect to it, where you'll see now some of the offensive linemen, for instance, they have these big things up in the front of the helmet. That's because a lot of the head contact they get, it's in a headbutt situation right as the ball is snapped each time. With quarterbacks, it's some of the padding and the different things they do around the back of the helmet, the side of the helmet, because that's how quarterbacks a lot of times are hitting their heads. And so it's probably not a huge surprise. I think that, listening to Tua, he was obviously very passionate about why he's getting back onto the field. This was, tracking this direction over the last couple of weeks, that he was going to be back on the field. The key things, and the Dolphins emphasized this today, is that he consulted leading specialists, medical experts around the country. Nobody told him that it's not safe or recommended you retire from football. He made his decision in concert with his doctors as well as with his family. He wants to be on the field. He was cleared by the independent neurologist yesterday after practice. Mike McDaniel's got to, as we talked about last week, Rich, he's got to bear that burden of, once again, he's coaching a quarterback who he can't get hit. You can't call the types of plays that other coordinators can, where it's all right, every now and then you get blasted by a free rusher, you got to stand in and make the throw. They can't do that with Tua. I'm sure they're going to have a really good plan for him. Everything that I've heard is in practice. Now, these are, you don't touch the quarterback in practice, but non-contact during this week, Tua is ripping the ball all over the field. He's hitting bombs. The Tyreek Hill is a little bit banged up too, but it sounds like he's going to be able to go this week. Tua looks like Tua in practice. They've obviously got to keep him upright. He's got to keep himself out of harm's way, but he's going to be back out there, and we'll see, how quickly he hit the ground running against the Cardinals.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.